What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. Since the launch of Overwatch 2, and, well, admittedly, even quite a while before that, I've been expressing quite a few criticisms and negative takes on this Overwatch sequel. I, for one, am more than willing to call out all the shady business practices Blizzard is enacting with Overwatch 2, and focusing in on the completely lackluster launch state of the game, but I would also like to take some time to focus on the things I am actually really enjoying about Overwatch 2, because at the end of the day, I am still having a lot of fun with this game. Despite its shortcomings, there are a ton of fantastic things going for it as well, and since I've been so negative lately, I thought it was only fair to focus in on some positives and give them the spotlight they deserve. So jumping right on in, let's start off with what in my opinion is easily the best thing about Overwatch 2, and that's the tank heroes. I have been having so much fun playing tank heroes in Overwatch 2. They're super powerful, they're super influential in the course of the match, they feel great, they move great, they hit hard, and I absolutely love it. Now, admittedly, not every tank hero feels super great at the moment. Doomfist in particular is an outlier who, he's not really carrying his weight in terms of being a hero in the game. Honestly, he has more in common with a training bot at the moment, I think, than an actual playable hero. But even with Doomfist, I've had a bit of fun. There's been a match here or there where I actually get a bit of utility out of him, and that's been fun. But by and large, other tank heroes have been the big spotlight for me, especially heroes like Wrecking Ball and Reinhardt. Now, Wrecking Ball I already talked about a bit in some of my past videos. I love the changes to the physics that have been implemented in this new Overwatch 2 game engine. Wrecking Ball just feels so fluid with how he moves and spins around and rolls about, and he's not getting constantly stuck on different map geometry pieces that are sticking out randomly. It honestly feels like the game's engine was designed with Wrecking Ball in mind, and it's incredibly noticeable and makes the hero so much fun to play. But on top of that, Reinhardt has actually surprised me quite a bit in terms of just how much fun I've been having playing him too. A lot of it, admittedly, has to do with him being able to now cancel his charge, which has, for me personally, introduced my new favorite way of playing Reinhardt, which is charging someone off the map, stopping before I go off too, and waving goodbye as they plummet to hell. And honestly, it is the little moments like that that I really enjoy in a game like Overwatch. The gameplay itself is still phenomenal, but I love finding these little niche little things you can do. The little fun, goofy things you can throw in there that just adds a ton of charm to the game. I am 100% all for those. The other tank heroes, for the most part, do also feel quite enjoyable to play. Orisa feels very strong in her current state with a ton of tools in her kit. Very much fun to play against the enemy team with her. Junker Queen's fun, Roadhog's fun. The tank role in general, I love what they've done with it, and while I do still miss the fun dynamics of having the two tank heroes, having your off-tank Zarya to bubble you when you're playing a Reinhardt, I have already gotten a number of opportunities to relive the good old days of Rein Zarya and Open Queue. It warms my heart to see just how many fellow tank players in Open Queue are eager to resurrect the old Rein Zarya duo playstyle. So overall, I've been absolutely having a blast playing tank heroes in Overwatch 2. They feel so strong, they're so unkillable, and so much fun to play as, which does have a bit of a negative impact on the other two roles in my opinion. I'd say proportionally for how much more fun tanks have become in Overwatch 2, playing damage and support has decreased in enjoyability, which is quite unfortunate, but hey, I'm a tank main, and at the moment, at the very least, the tank queues aren't so bad that I'm willing to swap into another role unless I'm like in a group of people where multiple of us want to play tank. So for the time being, I'm pretty much becoming a solo tank main at the moment. We'll see if some things get tweaked, but for the most part, I've been having the most fun in Overwatch 2 just playing tank. And speaking of heroes specifically, the new heroes that were added to Overwatch 2 are fantastic as well. Junker Queen, of course, being the new tank hero added, is a ton of fun, heavily nerfed down from her previous iteration in the second Overwatch 2 beta. At the moment, perhaps a little underpowered. Feels like she doesn't quite have that same punch she used to have, and maybe that just means she's balanced adequately, but I don't know, I feel like maybe there's something they could do with Junker Queen to sort of bump her up a little bit, but nonetheless, I've been having a ton of fun with her. And when it comes to the support category, which by and large I haven't been having a whole ton of fun playing, Kiriko is easily the outstanding character in that role at the moment. She's very fun to play, has a very unique and very powerful kit, and that ultimate in particular, is beautiful. Honestly, I think I have more fun with Kiriko's ultimate ultimate when I'm playing as another hero on the team with Kiriko, as opposed to playing the Kiriko herself. Kiriko herself, I feel like, doesn't actually get a whole ton of value out of her own ultimate, but oh boy is it powerful for the other people on your team. Zenyatta in particular, I just love throwing hands with him while on the Kitsune path. Like, oh my god, that's so satisfying to throw balls at that speed. There is so much fun to be had with Kiriko's ultimate, and the hero herself is also quite fun to play too. Landing those precise kunai shots always feels very rewarding, maybe a bit too rewarding if I'm being honest. I kind of get Hanzo Arrow vibes from her, where it's like, you just sort of spam into the enemy line with the kunai and you happen to get a headshot kill and you're like, I just got a kill, but it feels like I shouldn't have. Maybe there's a bit of an issue there. We'll see how that balances out in the long run, but overall I am quite enjoying playing Kiriko as well. Sojourn, as I've mentioned previously, I cannot play for the life of me. That's just not my style of character to play. Landing those headshots with the railgun and everything is just, I'm so bad at that. I've barely touched Sojourn since the game came out, and that's fine, because I know a lot of other people are having fun with Sojourn, and I think she is a pretty fun, admittedly maybe a bit overpowered though at the moment, hero, but nonetheless, awesome new hero to have added, and I'm sure she'll be balanced accordingly as time goes on. Moving on from heroes though, next up let's take a look at the Push game mode. Push is a interesting game mode that I've honestly been having quite a bit of fun with. The sort of back and forth momentum of it feels really good. There's a number of times where I've seen some truly fantastic comebacks in that game mode in particular, which is always very exciting to see happen. And honestly, I can't understate just how nice it is to have another core game mode in Overwatch. If there's potentially one issue I do have with the mode, it's the respawn mechanic of it. For whatever reason, Push in particular just feels like you spend so much time walking back to the objective, which is the dynamically moving push robot. And I'm sure that's sort of just inherent to the base design of that game mode, and there's not a whole ton that can be really done about it. But I do feel like I spend a lot of time just sort of walking in that mode, and not even walking with the robot while actually pushing it, but just walking back to where the action is happening. Granted, I do like playing Wrecking Ball quite a bit, as well as some other speedy heroes, so it's not the biggest issue for me personally, but, you know, if I'm playing like Orisa or Junker Queen in that mode, it's like, maybe there's a way to sort of minimize the amount of walking you have to do to actually play the mode. I don't know, just a little observation I've made. Overall, I still quite enjoy the mode though. And speaking of Push, there also are the new maps, which came out for not only Push, but some of the other game modes as well, and all of these I think are fantastic. At the very least, aesthetically, these maps look beautiful. There's so much going on here. Circuit Royale in particular, aesthetically, I absolutely adore this map. It's so cool looking, so nice. And for the most part, a lot of these maps I think play pretty well. As I mentioned previously with Wrecking Ball, the new game engine definitely better accommodates him as a hero in game, and I feel like the new maps in particular really emphasize the potential for heroes like Wrecking Ball. A lot of older Overwatch 1 maps felt like they didn't really give him the proper space. Like, as much as people love King's Row, that map is just not designed at all for Wrecking Ball. He is terrible on that map. He just simply does not have the right spots to grapple and swing around there. But basically all of these new maps added in Overwatch 2 have at least some areas where he can really shine and really utilize his kit in order to move around and boot people and just play as he's supposed to play. So I quite enjoy all the new maps added, and I'm really excited to see what new ones Blizzard ends up adding a bit later down the line. And the last major thing I would like to touch on in this video that I think are genuinely great in Overwatch 2 is the skins. Yes, I know how blasphemous that may sound coming from my mouth, but legitimately I think there are some good skins we're starting to very slowly see added in Overwatch 2. Ignoring the admittedly lackluster Junker Queen and Kiriko based legendary skins, a lot of the other ones we've gotten actually look pretty good. Many of the Battle Pass legendary skins I think look really phenomenal, and Sojourn's based legendaries look great as well, not to mention the Cyberpunk skins, which we're only just starting to get a proper look at in game. Those all look really, really good too. And the icing on the cake when it comes to cosmetics is easily the Cyber Demon Genji Mythic skin. I've talked about this countless times before, so I won't repeat myself too much here, but I love Mythic skins. I love the idea of them. I love what we've seen thus far with this first Genji one, and I have rather high hopes for the future ones we'll be getting in future future seasons as well. Now, every time I talk about skins and any sort of positives pertaining to them, I of course have to have that little asterisk that links to the price of these new skins, which is of course completely and utterly abhorrent. These skins are ludicrously overpriced and incredibly gating to anyone being able to actually purchase them unless you're a whale. But hey, at the end of the day, I know that the art team who actually developed and concepted and designed these skins probably had no say in how much they'd actually be charged for in-game. So to that extent, art team, you are still doing a fantastic job in Overwatch 2. Keep up the great work. Even if I can't afford your work, I still love looking at it in the shop in the Hero Gallery. So you guys never change. And on that note, I think I'll wrap up this video. I just wanted to take a moment to focus in on some of the things I am legitimately enjoying in Overwatch 2, because I have been rather negative lately, and I think I've given a lot of people the impression that I hate Overwatch 2. There's a lot of things I hate about Overwatch 2. I wouldn't say I hate it overall, though. Overall, I am absolutely having fun with it, and I am eager to see Blizzard improve the issues that are existing in the game currently. I do think it's egregious that there are still as many issues with just being able to access your previous cosmetics and simply log into your account as there currently is, but nonetheless, I do want to commend Blizzard for the good things they've put into the sequel, and so that's what I've talked about here today. Thank you all so much for watching, though. Definitely let me know your thoughts on Overwatch 2 and what sticks out to you as the best aspects of it by dropping a comment down below. Are you having fun with a particular role or set of heroes in Overwatch 2, or maybe you just really like getting to look at the new cosmetics? Whatever the case, be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, hit up that bell icon, and come join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch content, and special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.